Well, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show this evening. It's Southside and Linda. Evening, boys and girls.
Hi, good evening, Ox. Good to be on the show tonight with Linda, and good evening to everyone listening in this evening.
Yep, good evening, Ox and Southside and all the listeners. Good evening.
And thanks to Southside for the standing in short notice to cover the old Bridgeman, who's busy with some stuff he's got on. So, Bridgeman, take it easy, biggin. Thank you, Southside.
Aye, no, thanks for asking us, mate. Wish it'd been in better circumstances than yesterday.
I think you're a Jura.
Oh, here, come on. That was just a repeat of what I've watched for the last couple of seasons, innit? You get a wee chance to build yourself up and
we'll go to challenge tonight, Southside. Don't mention penalties. Yeah?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try not to.
Don't mention it, Southside. Don't mention it.
Right,
How are you, Linda?
Yes, very well, thank you. A bit like Southside, a wee bit deflated after yesterday. And yes, you need to watch my blood pressure this evening.
Oh. Don't worry about that. Fox has got tablets for everything, Linda. Everything.
Oh, we need to get some of Bridges.
Everything, isn't he? Southside. Fox has got tablets for.
Fox has got everything. Anything you want medical or anything, need a wee sedation or anything, Linda. I'm sure Fox will supply it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. If it's not working, Fox will get it working. Never thought about that. That didn't sound right, did it?
Well, on you go.
All right, we'll go back to the football. Right, I've calmed down a bit, Southside. I've calmed down. I was disappointed yesterday. I think it was the circumstances of the game. We're looking to win the game, win our game in hand, put a bit of pressure on. It never happened. We feel as if we've missed an opportunity, so we're frustrated. But it's not the end of the world. Big man.
It's not the end of the world, Docs. If I'd probably phoned in yesterday when we get back to the bus and on the way back down the road, I probably wouldn't have been as calm. But having a chance to reflect on it, still annoyed. Same core again. Players that you think should get you over the line and didn't. It wasn't a bad performance. But it wasn't a good one either.
Wasn't it good?
No. And when you miss chances that you've created and maybe one or two saves for their goalkeeper,
what was the best chances we created? Balogun's first header, would that be fair?
I actually thought the lead up to the bit of play we had the lead up to Tom Lawrence. Tom Lawrence was unlucky. I mean, that goalie made a good save because that was getting in.
It was a great move, mate.
Aye, we played right through him, and he was unlucky, but the goalie made a good save at that point. Balogun obviously has a right good chance. The first one, and then Lundstrom, I think it was, it tried to follow up with the header as well. But that one for Balogun in the first half should have probably been buried, Ox, you know.
And that was the biggest chance. We had a lot of opportunities to make chances, but never. Listen, my frustrations, Linda, came for the fact is, I'll be honest, we had about 20 minutes to go. I didn't feel as if we looked like scoring.
No, and at that point, I was just thinking Rangers just get an equaliser, so that we didn't lose the game. You know, we didn't lose any ground.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we played well. But you're right, guys. These chances, I see watching them back again today. They are unbelievable misses. I don't think that you can take anything away from that. And I think probably the Balogun second header, when he's watching it all the way from the corner, if you look at that one, he's got to score it. And then when we got, I know you'll probably come on to it, but when we did get the equaliser, you thought we're going to get another chance, and it fell, unfortunately, the wrong guy. I mean, that one is, I don't know how Lammers hasn't scored that one either, Ox. Really unbelievable.
Listen, I've watched it back, and when I watched it yesterday, I was annoyed. And yeah, he could have done better, but it wasn't a sitter Southside, was it?
What one? Sorry, what one did you? Who's the sitter?
Your mate Matondo went down the wing.
Oh, aye, Lammers. Oh, listen, he hit the target. You want him to hit the target. if he probably glances at
Aye.
Ox, it's probably going to go on either side of the goalkeeper, but he made a good contact on it, but unfortunately for us, it went straight right down where he headed it, right into the goalie.
Should he have done better, London? I think he should have, but it's not a worst miss. In fact, it's not a worst miss of the Lamersdorf.
He's missed other ones. Do you know what it is, Ox? I think it's just because, right, he's been rightly criticised, and we want him to do something that would make us say, look, we might have a player here and, appreciate something, make a name for yourself. He brings on him and not the 4 million centre forward that's still sitting on the bench to try and get us a goal. And that chance falls for him. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I just think he's got to score that. I mean, for somebody that cost us £3.5 million, he's got to put that away for me. Maybe I'm being harsh.
It's all about opinions. Southside, I don't think we started the game, and therein lies my problem. We didn't start great. I mean, their first opportunity, I thought it was a foul on Tom Lawrence. I watched the back yesterday, and I still thought it was a foul. But it was still poor defending. They right through on the one jump. Butland made an excellent save. We didn't learn our lesson. Caught square again, pushing up. One knock through, which happens. It was you can pick holes in the defending. The guys threw it goal. Mr. Fox think that your man Jack Butland could have been off a heel over and maybe come out and narrow the angle, made it a wee bit harder for him, wonder. That's what he said after the show yesterday. But listen, it looked to me as if the boy had a decent finish. We've not started the game and find myself 1 down. As people said yesterday, we could have been 2 down. Wonder.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Don't know about the goal. It's right into the left-hand corner as we look at it, isn't it? And the one that he did save, it's a fantastic save because he actually moves his foot up to block the shot. But no, we did learn our lesson. That big split pass, through the middle of our team, Ox. We probably, we're not surprised about the way Aberdeen started. We just didn't match them, and probably the way that we started ultimately has cost us the 3 points, Ox, or cost us 2 points, I think.
Well, for me, the problem with our start Southside is we weren't past the ball. Lundstrom, Tavernier, Cantwell, Lawrence. None of them were past the ball.
No, I know. It was a poor start, wasn't it? It was a poor start. It was really poor. It was just poor and lethargic, slow. And as you said, we didn't take heed for the fact that they went through 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Might have been lucky it wasn't Majowski. It went through both times, Ox. I've seen the goal back. When you're in the side view there, where you stand it, Pittodrie, it was hard to see that Butland had left a wee bit more of a space at that side, but I don't know whether I blame him. I'd probably put it down to the boy finished it quite well.
I give him that. I'm not just saying that Mr. Fox picked up on it yesterday.
Did he? Aye. Harsh man. He's a harsh man. Thought the first time he ran through, he done well. Got his foot to the ball. But aye, we should have learnt that lesson. And 2 of them were like statues when that boy flicked that ball on. The 2 centre backs were. They didn't look good at that at all. So looked pretty schoolboys. It's stuff you see up the park on a Sunday or a Saturday. Schoolboy stuff.
So we went down. Then we started playing. We knocked the ball about well. There was instance where the play was decent. Linda, yeah.
Yeah. We had a chance with Danilo, just at the left-hand post he went in, and I think he hit it and it's hit the goalie's legs. He didn't really get a lot of sort of power on the shot, but again, Danilo's making some good runs and he's getting into some decent, positions, Ox, but we'd probably like to see a wee bit more kind of clear-cut chances maybe created for him. But no, we did come back into the game and you were just kind of desperate for them to get a goal before half-time, eh?
I think, obviously, the Balogun one where the goalie saves it before the Lundstrom, and then, obviously, the one that Cantwell flashes across the park, the goal south side, and Seaman get caught in his heels a wee bit, or the tap, and the guy was celebrating that as if he'd won the World Cup. Well, he wasn't celebrating in the end, but there you go. But they were the big moments in that half for me.
The ones that you flagged up. I thought what Linda said there about Danilo, it was like a half-hearted sort of shot. I know he got it on target, but I was pretty. I know the team didn't play well, but I thought he just ran about. And Sunday, Danilo, I think he should probably have got a better shot away than what he did. There was one even in the second half we put through early doors to him, and it was like a half-hearted shot off the goalkeeper again. I mean, it's like some of the strikers that's playing in that, but I thought he worked hard and he ran about, but I thought in the two sort of chances that he sort of had half chances or a chance, he should have done better. Seema probably should have gambled when it flashed across the goal for Cantwell. Tom Lawrence was unlucky, that was going in. It was a good save for the goalkeeper, and like you said, Balogun and Lundstrom between them couldn't finish it. So we had enough chances, Ox, to score, although we didn't play very well. We just didn't get the ball in the net, and that's the issue. You've got to score goals. It changes the game.
So then the second half started, and let's be honest, it turned into us shooting into all the empty red seats behind that goal, Linda.
Is that the 3,955 of them?
Yeah, we're starting a campaign to get Rangers 14 more seats. I think that's the right way to go. Carry on, Linda. Just out of curiosity, Linda, how many tickets did we get yesterday for the game?
Do you want the exact number?
Yes.
1,676.
Okay, carry on.
That's Stats Bomb was working hard today. No, we did start. We started the half. Danilo had the good run that Southside mentioned earlier there into the box, but it was quite a tame shot, wasn't it? The goalkeeper saved it, but he's got to hit across the goal. He can into the left-hand corner, Ox, and you might even get, a spill from the goalie. And then obviously we had the Lawrence shot off the crossbar, and you think to yourself, God, is it maybe not just going to be our day?
Yeah. My trouble was for all the possession and all the play we had run about their box outside. I didn't think we made enough chances second half, because let's be honest, the game turned into defence against attack.
Aye, they sat deep into it, and it was trying to break them down. We didn't really have anybody that was willing to try and get into a bit of space and take a dig for 20 yards outside the box, really, apart from Lawrence, the header back for Todd Cantwell. He's half sort of the way he hit it. I think the ball just bounced that wee bit higher as well, Ox, for him to get his foot right over it. It was a good effort. But no, we didn't have any width on the park at the time either, until later on in the half, and he decided to bring on Matondo. But I think for that first bit of spell in the second half, we had to try and stretch them some way, Ox, and we were just sort of going across the goal and trying certain things, just putting balls in, but it was nothing really clear cut until Balogun's header, I suppose, that crashed the crossbar.
What I find funny about yesterday, look, we know that Cantwell didn't play well and he let himself down, but at least now he's not going to book kicking everything that moves, and could have been booked 3 times in the first 20 minutes, Linda.
Is that like a certain Mr. Shinnie?
I never mentioned anything, so I'll leave that to you, but I mean, that's influenced the game. How he wasn't booked, I'll accept Campbell should have been booked for his theatrics, and he has to learn for that. We don't want our Rangers players doing that. He should be better than that. He's got to learn. He's got to grow up, if I'm being honest. Yeah, and it looks as if it's somebody that's sulking because he doesn't like possession. Well, Todd, it's a team game. But, however, I mean, how that guy wasn't booked, I think he had 4 fouls in a row.
Yeah. And the thing about that is that he's just getting away with it. He's running about, and I don't know if he was cute or, I mean, but the referee has seen all these fouls. He's blowing for the foul, and I think you guys touched on it in the after-match show. Like, if he gets booked, that he deserves it, and then it affects his game, because he has to really watch what he's doing after that, because he could get sent off. It's not the first time we've been up there, Ox, and I don't want to start bleating about games in the past when players have got away with countless fouls and not had any yellow cards. It's a thing when we go to Pittodrie.
Right, so why? All right, we'll talk about our team, and then we'll go into some of the controversy before we get the phone lines open. Look, I didn't think we started well, and we're back for us a lot of the ball, and we're expecting them to maybe create, and they don't. But they weren't passing the ball well. Lundstrom for me was coming deeper yesterday. Like when he was playing well, the 3 weeks or the few weeks up to the international break, he was actually playing the midfield and trying to drive us forward. Yesterday, I felt it was being. I'll use the word negative, but I mean that in the nicest possible way. Cifuentes, he done okay without being outstanding, but the two guys that were expecting to create, Todd and Tom Lawrence, yesterday, Lawrence had that shots outside. It can't move the one across the box. The shot, the two shots that Lawrence had, but you're talking about passing and making chances. The two of them, very little, very, very little, mate.
Aye, well, Todd Cantwell set him up, didn't he, for the one he crashed off the crossbar when he headed it back to him just at the edge of the box. That's about the only time I thought the two of them really linked up. Cantwell, he got on the ball, I think, second half, and I think he tried to get away from the defender. I can't remember who it was, or one of the midfielders, and he just took him from behind and just battered him out the back and brought him down. And he sort of jumped up as if to show a reaction, but it looked a Sorian he took. But no, he wasn't in the game enough, didn't he influence it enough. Same with Tom Lawrence there, the two players that we had on the park to go and try and create. Cifuentes, I think, for the length of time he's been out, and it's his first time back, maybe getting the 90 minutes, I thought he'd done okay. I think you expect a lot more for Lundstrom because he's been a lot better, more of a mainstay in that midfield, and he should have been on his bike and try to drive forward, I thought. So and that's the thing, he didn't try and push on, and that's what probably had the sitting, and then it was a bit slow in the passing. Although we're saying that, we still created chances out it, but you wanted a higher tempo. I thought we would have come out of traps straight away. Get back after an international break. There's a lot of players wanting to get going. We had a bit of momentum, and again, the players have let the manager down with a slow start and no setting about them straight away. Like, we were second best to a lot of boys in the park. Same in the second half as you're talking about, Ox. We should have been right out the traps. We had a chance early with Danilo. Thought it was a poor effort. I know it was sort of side it to the goal, but I thought you got to drill it low, hard, right across the goalkeeper. And apart from that, it was a couple of set pieces that sort of created as our chances. Apart from the Tom Lawrence shot. So, mate, it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't a good performance. And I just think overall, we have to take the chance when it was given to us, and again, we failed.
Linda?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we weren't awful. We've seen worse performances. We created chances that, you know, in games like that, Ox, sometimes your forwards don't score. You're relying on other players chipping in. You know, we're centre-back should have had 2 goals. But again, I would agree with Southside. It's disappointing because we failed to capitalise in a situation that was presented to us yesterday. And I think it's disappointing for us as a fan base because we've seen it before, Ox, so many times over the last 2 seasons. And we just thought we'd made a good start under Clement. They'd got away with one against Hearts at Ibrox. We got the 2 late goals. But you just thought, like, as Southside said, we'd be right out the traps. And ultimately, the way that we started the game has cost us, Ox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right, fair enough. Right, before we get the phone lines open, just want to touch on, obviously, what happened at the end of the match. He gets a corner kick, and the ball comes in. And I'm going to be honest with you, I never noticed it in real time. And then when you see the replay back, well, he's done the same as what the Hearts boys done. If Hearts changed the game, you just can't pull jerseys anywhere in the box, Linda.
No, you can't, Ox. You can't get away with it. As you say, VAR's changed the game. It's the same we were touching on about offside, trying to steal a yard. You can't do that. Forward players now, but it's the same at the other end. And they've been told as well, like apparently there was a meeting, and they were saying that, that shirt pulling in the box, they're going to be all over it.
Go back to the old days. All these meetings, all these things should be decided at meetings and me and Southside did it. Carry on, Linda.
I thought you two would have been there. Southside said he was going to the meeting. You're right. VAR's changed the game. It's a stonewall penalty. There's other teams that get similar decisions, similar penalties. It's just when it seems to be Rangers, there's always this big furore about it. But see, instead of concentrating on that? Why does the defender even do it? Because Golson's still got a bit of work to do to even go on the end to get his header in, Ox. It's a silly, silly decision by the defender.
If you were coaching an under-14 school team and there was a minute to go and somebody gave away that penalty, what would you say, Southside?
It's shocking. It was a shocking decision, mate. It was a shocking thing for the player today. Players do it. It's a mad thing they get in it. It must just be a mad thing they get in their head and they think they're going to get away with it. I thought Lammers, it looks like we've worked in certain things because we've been on the receiving end of this type of thing as well. Our players getting blocked off in the past, and it's something we've noticed one or two times that we've managed to sort of date to help ourselves. But it was a stonewall penalty. If it doesn't go down, Ox, we're not getting the penalty, probably. That's the thing. You know, because if he just keeps trying to run and eventually let go of the jersey, it wouldn't have probably been a penalty, I don't think, unless he goes down, unless he goes to ground. I don't think you're going to get it, and you're as well going to ground, because when somebody's holding your jersey and you're trying to get away from him, the minute you let it go, you just get down. Every player does it. Every striker does it. Most times, when they feel the touch, they just go down. So for me, it was a penalty, but it seemed to take a while at the game for him to make the decision. I'll be honest, never seen it at the game, Ox. Never seen it. I had no idea that I always seen Golston had been on the ground, but I had no idea what actually happened.
No, I even think people on the telly, wasn't it? You seen the replay and you seen the jersey getting pulled under it. Yeah,
and I think they were maybe checking to make sure that there wasn't that, you know, I know there was a bit of a block, but that's obviously what happens. It's like a pick. They work it when you're the attacking team. And I don't know if he was making sure that there wasn't a sort of foul on the Aberdeen player. I don't know if that's maybe why it took so long. I mean, people are saying that they think that they were just trying to find a way of no giving us the penalty, but I don't want to be as cynical as that. I don't really mind if they take their time, Ox, as long as they make the right decision, and he made the right decision in the end.
What was it like him yesterday? Anyway, we get the penalty. James Tavernier steps up and puts it away. Under a bit of pressure, gets his appointment. Looked as if we were going to drop another 3, but we grabs one. It's disappointing, but we move on. Right, we better get these phone lines opened up.
Yep.
Aye, get in and talk to us, see what your thoughts are after yesterday.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, here's everything again that's wrong with Scottish football, in my opinion, Linda. I'll come to you. You can comment on VAR and referees if you want, right?
Right.
So, after the game, late last night, I was sitting reading some stuff, and then I sees the comment for the Aberdeen manager about our team getting penalties in the 90th minute. No, I get it. We've been frustrated when other teams had late goals. But if the guy doesn't pull the jersey, the penalty's no gain. Don't focus on us getting a penalty kick. Focus on your own team's incompetencies. Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. And the thing about it is that when they went a goal up, why didn't they try and push forward and even get another goal? You know, like that. They scored in 11 minutes. They had a chance before that, and then the only other opportunity I can remember them having was when the wee boy McGrath had a good shot and Butland made a good save. They never tried to even score after that. So, you know, they're at home. You know, surely they should be pushing for to try and even kill the game off. It's just him. He's come in. He's actually more upset about that than he was in his team getting hammered 6-0 in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was poor, his comments. You know, I know that you're caught up in the emotion of the game. They thought they were going to get the 3 points. But let's face it, this is a team that if they hadn't got the 4 points against us, Ox, they would be bottom of the league. So it's all deflecting tactics from them.
Aye, you're right. I thought that was poor. I don't know if you picked up on that south side, but just poor, yeah.
I didn't hear much his after match comments at all, but I'd imagine he must have been a bit annoyed, obviously, but he's got to look at his own players and his own club, you know. And as Linda says, they didn't really show much ambition. They got a chance, then they score a goal. And then I think Linda's right. I think that was about the only other save Jack Butland had to make in the whole game, virtually. I think there was a wee... But he done a mad kick out or something, didn't he, near the end?
In the second half. That was about all the time he was involved in the second half. I think a couple of kicks and a couple of passes across field stuff.
That's the thing that annoys you, Ox. It's a poor Aberdeen team, right? They are a poor team and they've got a poor manager, but they've got a poor team and they've took 5 points already off us this season, which is totally unacceptable. We shouldn't be tramping 5 points at this stage in the league campaign to Aberdeen. But we have... so it is what it is, but it needs to get better. But it was just normally we could have got over the line. Normally, I think if we created that amount of chances in the past, we'd have probably on another day we would probably have finished a couple of them off, Fox. And goals change games. And I think if we'd had that equaliser a bit earlier, if we'd got an equaliser in the first half with the chances that we created, I think it would have been a totally different game.
Goals. You need to score goals, Linda.
Yeah. And see, when we got the penalty, Ox, I know I was saying, you know, at that point you would take a point, but I don't know if I knew we were going to get another chance. You know, you knew that there was going to be one more opportunity, and you just thought...
I'll be honest with you, Linda, I was hoping for a penalty.
Could you have imagined that? That would have been wonderful if we'd got another penalty. And you just thought, we're going to get another chance. And Rabbi Matondo, I thought, did quite well when he came on. I know Southside doesn't remember him coming on.
Ergu, thanks for that.
Sorry, couldn't resist. But I thought he did.
Just for the record, that was Horrocks Shops. You know me. Carry on, Linda.
I know that's a shock. That is a shock.
It was just because he was away to the loo at the time. So when you watch wee Matondo, he does absolutely brilliantly. I'm looking forward to seeing him play a bit more under Clement, and hopefully he continues his good form. But he actually picks the ball up in his own half, and the way that he beat the Aberdeen defenders, and then he's just clipped that beautiful ball in. And I don't know if you watch it back, you see with Danilo, he can't believe that Lammers has missed that, Ox.
Funny thing is, it would have been better for Danilo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it may have been better for Danilo. But anyway, listen, it was a chance at Lammers. It wasn't necessary. You know, though to be fair, now that I watched it back at the time, you know, you could have done better. What do you think? You scored that 2 out of 10, Southside? Would that be right?
I thought probably it was a lovely cross. He should have buried it. You're saying Danilo might have scored that? I don't know. He might have. Forum he was in yesterday, I know. You know, but no, I was hoping he was just going to glance at maybe a bit more pace on the ball, maybe just to flick your head at it, because he made a good contact on it, but it was just straight right at the goalkeeper, mate. And I suppose when it came out and you seen Lammers rising up to header it, probably most people thought he's no scoring, you know what I mean? But no, it was just unfortunate. He hit the target. Can't say anything else than that. He hit the target, but unfortunately he wanted him to hit the back of the net. And I'll just correct something. We've lost 4 points to Aberdeen and no 5.
No, we've lost 5, mate. Oh, we've gained 1. We've dropped 5. We should have 6, and we've only 2.
Aye, well, you know what I mean, aye.
Tell Albert to turn that up. Was that right?
Aye, you were right, aye.
Aye. 3 and 3, 6, Albert. Take 1 away with that, you're left with 5. Correct, Linda?
I think so.
But I thought I was right. Know what I mean? But you just battered me with a text.
I knew. There you go. Without even seeing your phone, I knew it was him. 3 and 3 is 6. -1 leaves 5 Southside. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Has he come back with an answer yet?
Nah. He'll be sitting there shouting and balling it to his.
He might phone in a minute. So, listen, I know when I'm saying that Lammers will score that 2 out of 10, what I mean is you'll know hit the target every time. And the goalie will save it a few times, Linda. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I maybe I'm just being a bit harsh. It's just that you're kind of he's looking to the bench and he brings on Lammers, and we've got this £4 million centre forward sitting in the bench. You know, I hate to keep saying that, but we can't get away from the fact that it's a difficult thing. The summer signings, in the last few seasons, we've failed to take big opportunities in front of goal. We talk about it a lot. I know the football's not been brilliant at times, but we have missed opportunities. And we
Hello there.
Hello, Stuart.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, mate, just let us finish my conversation. We'll bring you in, mate, yeah?
Hey, boy.
Carry on, Linda.
So I was just going to say, Ox, I think it's a bit disappointing because we thought we had maybe addressed that with the signings that we made, and we know that we haven't, right? We can't get away from it. So I just think it is quite disappointing, the fact that we're still kind of failing to take chances in big moments, you know.
Hi, okay. Evening, Stuart. How are you doing?
Hi, good guys. How you doing? I think we're all a bit disappointed. I could hear the tone a bit. As you say, there's some positives, but a few things I was disappointed with, I must say. You know, it's just, I hear folks saying about Cifuentes. I think he played the easy game. He was playing easy passes. There was no sort of driving forward with the ball. He was waiting on the defence to try to do that. And I think that blocked us up a wee bit. Try to pull them out to come to the guy. We're hitting the long ball too much. There were a lot of things wrong there. There really was. Christ, you could go on about them all night. That kind of set the tone for me a wee bit. Another thing I was going to ask you, I mean, I don't know the answer to this. What time do the players sort of set off to go to Aberdeen? What's the sort of timeline there, or what time do they leave Glasgow or whatever?
The day before, mate.
Oh, they go the day before. I wasn't sure. They just looked sort of lethargic, and they just maybe I don't know what it was. It just looked a bit lethargic looking to me, and off the pace. I felt they were all. You know how people say, "Oh, it's going to be a hard game up there." I don't know if it got into their head a wee bit. And you know what? Another thing I was disappointed with Clement, that when he made the changes, he seemed to take a long time to make the changes. People seem to not want to make changes in the first half. You never notice that. It's always kind of, we'll wait to half time or wait to 60 minutes type of thing, or a wee bit longer. I thought he should have made changes in the first half. Would that be too much? Or certainly coming out for the second half, I really feel that. I think he made a wee boob there.
I don't know. In professional football, I know it happened to Fox fans, but you don't get took half the first half because you're from Southside, do you?
No. I thought 70 minutes when Matondo come on, Stuart, which I suppose you're trying the last 20, 25 minutes usually you're getting when you count in injury time and that. It was probably a chance for him to try and do something. We were trying to get down the wings at that point with a bit of pace. And then obviously changing it a bit later on, bringing on McCausland and Lammers. He maybe looked at the bench and didn't think anybody else he was going to try and put on. He used what he thought probably was necessary. So give or take that most managers might have made a sub run about 60, 65 if things weren't going right, but he left it a wee bit longer. But sure, we had enough chances, and obviously because you get that wee boost, you want the team to get to cement the 3 points. That's really disappointed. On the way back down, the bus was flat, and the way back down with the troops, we just felt like it was a missed opportunity against a right rubbish Aberdeen team who are sitting down there in the second part of that league for a reason, and on another day we probably would have got away with the points, but we didn't, and that's just a sore one to take. But we're still in there fighting, Stuart. There's nothing to. We'd like to have had that in the bag, an extra 2 points, knowing that we had the game in hand. And that being at home, you'd like to think then you'd have been at 3 points, and then considering we'll see how it goes up to then. But we were talking about it a week before, and we were hoping it would be consistent. But we know that this squad has got one of these performances in them where we'll probably not come away with the points when we should have. And that's just unfortunate. It started straight after the break for us.
Wonder?
Yeah, I think so. I would agree with Southside, and you're right, Stuart. It was just kind of disappointing because the start that we'd made under Clement, and we had, we'd been scoring goals. But again, it's just that opportunity, and to exert a bit of pressure as well at the top of the table, Stuart. And we've kind of we've not done it, but we got that point, and at least we didn't get beaten and we didn't lose any ground. But and who knows, maybe it'll be an important point, as the manager said, when it comes to the end of the season. Let's hope so, Stuart.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
And you come, Stuart?
What was I going to say? I mean, apart from Butland, who would you give 7 or above 70? Was there anybody you would say?
Not one.
Not me either. I mean, they were all. I mean, I'm saying make a change, but you could have taken any of them off. I was a bit frustrated with Cantwell and Lawrence. I felt I just didn't feel Cantwell was on the right. I thought McCausland should have been on at half time and take Cantwell off. I thought Cantwell would have come off and Lawrence would have stayed there. Maybe got a wee bit better service because he could ping the ball quite good. And I just felt there was needing some kind of injection at half time. I just felt that, and because Sima wasn't that good. I said, right, we just had a kid as well or something like that. I don't know.
I don't read that. I don't think with anybody. I gave Saviento some extra points because I didn't think he came in at the last moment. I wasn't expecting him to be playing. I didn't think he was great, but I thought he was just neat and tidy on a couple of 50-50s.
Yeah.
Didn't he do anything spectacular? But nobody did, if we're being honest, Linda.
No, I would agree, Ox. I don't think, Butland did the good save, 2 good saves. But other than that, he didn't have a lot to do, particularly the second half. As I said earlier, Matondo did all right when he came on, but for the players that played the majority of the game, Ox, I don't really think there was any kind of standouts at all, really.
No. Talking about standouts, we couldn't find any, so we've been joined by old David. Evening, David.
Stuart, don't encourage him.
I know, I was going to say something about Maltesers there, but I thought I'll just leave it.
No, we'll give that a pass tonight. Evening, guys. How you doing? Good to hear you.
Good.
Evening, Davey.
Evening, Linda. How's Southside? How's my mum?
All right, Algin.
I'm all right, son. You were spot on with what you were saying about. That's how I felt. I mean, it was a great opportunity. But as you said before, a couple of nights before, I was talking about the game, and I said, I ain't confident. We're never confident getting up there. And some were saying, we'll get him a doing, no up there, we'll know, because we don't get him a doing up there. But anyway, get back to the game. The disappointment was, I agree with Linda when she was saying, when we scored the penalty, I went, well, that's something. Because I think you were mentioning it, Ox, as well, it looked like we're going to have nothing. Now, to go out of that game with nothing at all after that Mankimov's result would have been really a bummer for me. That's just my opinion, folks. But to stay level at where we are says a lot. Now, a point I'd like to bring up as well, is see the penalty they're all going about, and then we talk about VAR. See, if you look at the referee and the position he's in, he sees that as clear as day. No problem. And then if we didn't have VAR, we wouldn't have got anything out of that game, guys. I don't know what you think about that.
As much as I'm not a fan of that referee, I'd need to watch that back, Davey, because I accept what he's storing. But remember, it's only what you see, and it's a split second. You'd need to know what he was looking at. You can't see everything. And I'm not defending that. I'm not a fan of his. I'm just saying that that's what VAR's there for, and it got it right. Linda, the VAR expert?
No, there is a picture, I think it was on RTV, Davey. I think it shows you his view of it, and the shirt is actually getting pulled. But as Ox said, everything's happening in real time, so that is why VAR's there. It's just that certain teams, certain managers don't like it because it's decisions that are getting made against their team, Davy. That's the problem, and it just seems to be when it's a penalty for us, it's analysed to the nth degree, and I don't think that's going to change.
Do you like VAR, Linda?
I think, yeah, I'm in favour of it, Ox, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think it's been used right in Scotland?
Well, did they not say that there's only a few decisions that when they've looked at them back that are incorrect? You know, there's only a handful. And our manager keeps saying it as well. There is still going to be a decisions that fall within that kind of grey area. But I just think that we wouldn't be getting, Davy's right, we wouldn't be getting these penalties awarded to us if it wasn't for VAR.
On you go, Davy.
I agree totally with Linda. I think the biggest problem with VAR is who's doing the decisions. I think that's the biggest problem, because we've got a few clowns that are looking at that, and I just feel with a slightly bias that may be over-exaggerating the circumstances, but I just feel some of the decisions are a bit baffling at times, but it does clarify up a lot of problems in the decision-making that the referee gets a chance to do it. But I think that's where it falls short, is some of the people that are doing the decision-making and watching it are just...
It's changed the game, Davy. As the south side you come in, as a forward, you can't steal or try and steal half a yard the way people used to, because if you do score the goal, it's going to get chopped off, so you can't gamble anymore with the linesman, which was part of the game, let's be honest, south side. It's changed that. And as a defender, you had a classic example. You had a classic example in the last few weeks. The Hearts defender and then the Aberdeen defender, if they don't pull the jersey, no penalty kicks again.
Aye, we got out of jail yesterday, Davy, in a way the game, because we didn't take the chances that we made. And VAR obviously picked up in it. Unaware at the game, I don't know if many people, because no many Rangers players complained for it. The only person that sort of said something about it was Golson himself. Nobody else seemed to really complain, I don't think, at the time. But it got to a point yesterday, a game where we could have come down the road with nothing. And it done its job, I suppose, but it's asked to do. It's not been perfect, far from it. And I think the people, and some of them are making the decisions and the way they look at things and analyse it, don't always get it right, as we've seen in the past. But yesterday it went for us and we deserved the penalty, because at the end of the day he did have a hold his jersey in the box. Whether he lets it go or no, you could clearly see that he had a pull his jersey. And as they say, penalty to Rangers.
Well said.
He wasn't celebrating that, was he? Yes. And Linda, what did you think of some of the Victor left of the game and the narrative during the commentary and the commentators? What's your thoughts on that one?
Yes. You guys are trying me to get this rant, I know, and I'm trying to resist, but no, the narrative after it is, we've seen it all before, haven't we? You've got two grown men fighting in a TV studio, and then what you've then got is the media picking up on it right away. You've also got the Sky Sports commentator doing a south side there, penalty to Rangers, and was quite quick to emphasise the fact that we're not the club that's had the most penalties in the Premier League this season, Ox. So no. You don't have to guess who has got the most penalties. But I've got to say to you, I don't know if you guys feel the same. I'm sick of listening to it. And I don't really read much about it. I only see when people retweet things on social media. But the narrative is becoming boring. And I just wish that it would get changed. But I don't see it happening anytime soon, I'm afraid, Ox.
Yeah, can I come in on that?
On you go.
to what Lunda's saying. The answer to that, Lunda, is don't watch it on Sky. I don't watch it. I watch it on Rangers TV. I don't see the minute Sutton was on that panel. I do not even listen to it. And it was the same when Andy Walker was commentating. I would put the sound off.
Just think
Because they are so...
Dave, I'll stop you there, mate. I'll just stop you there. Just think of what you said there. Right, so... I get it. If you don't like the commentary, turn it down. But I think the point's Linda, and I'll go back to Linda if you don't mind, Southside. You can chip in as well. It's not just the commentators, it's the media, it's the written press, it's sports scene, it's everybody. We can see through it, Linda.
Yeah, I've got to say to you that I usually turn it off myself. Right, I do actually, Davey. I don't like the panel, and I think the Rangers man in the panel is getting sucked into the kind of a whole the narrative as well, because he's getting wound up all the time. But the written media as well, that there's certain newspapers as well that are already got campaigns on the go. And the thing is about it, you don't want to be paranoid, right? And we don't, but it's the same thing. And the thing about it as well is that we've not even been winning very much. That's the thing. Like, we've seen, this narrative that we got all the decisions. Well, where is all these hundreds of trophies and, that we're winning because of them? But you're right, Ox, the written media are equally as bad. And I don't know, there was a few comments on social media as well over the weekend that the club needs to do something about it, Ox. But what can the club do? As Southside said as well earlier on, maybe ban some of them. They've done that. I don't think the club can do much more. What we need to do...
Mr. Fox's said years ago, it's a very difficult battle to win when they've always got the last word.
We need to win things, Ox.
Don't buy, don't click, don't listen. Don't read. You get all your Rangers content for the Rangers supporting media, if that makes sense. Come on here, drive an narrative. Southside.
Aye, the guilty parties, and they've been at it for years, and still at it now. I would probably just ban them, Ox. That's what I would do, and just keep them out. But it doesn't stop them writing about it. Somebody said something earlier, Super Scoreboard tonight or something was having a hang about it, and they want to get Todd on the road, and Todd Campbell should be banned for 2 games and all that, for diving and all that. They must forget what happens at our end of the city. When Kyogo was falling down, when the wind used to blow him down and that, and just falling about the place and diving, Listen, players will sometimes do mad things and it happens, but you don't need to go on about it for days and days and keep it highlighted. There's a lot more happening in the world, and a lot more happens in football. Like you're talking about VAR decisions and stuff and everything else that happens over a weekend of football. But we know who they are, Ox, and we know the guilty parties. Maybe sometimes the club in the past have always probably stayed silent and thought that's the best way to do it. And then it can not support over a period of time when we see the same people at it. And like you say, whether it be a Chris Sutton and Andy Walker or MD else out there that's guilty of it. There's plenty of them. But for me, I think now and again we should probably come out and say something. The club should. But at the moment, I'm hoping that we'll just keep winning, Ox, in our football, do the talking, and hopefully that's what they'll be talking about more than any of the negatives that they're trying to rake up.
Yeah, I don't blame the media for us not winning yesterday. And the narrative, and I even think their manager, I thought their manager's comments were a disgrace yesterday. Linda, they're pounding you here, Linda.
Yeah, they were a disgrace. But as I said earlier, it's just deflection tactics for his team's ultimately poor performance. He tried to say that they played really, really well. They deserved the 3 points. They didn't deserve the 3 points. If any team deserved the 3 points, we created the most chances. And it was the same against Hearts when we won 2-1 at Ibrox. The narrative there again, we got the penalty, and ultimately it was the correct decision. It's just it just becomes, it's frustrating, Ox, and it's tiresome. But you're right. Don't read it, and just go to the Rangers fans for all your Rangers news and Rangers Radio.
Yeah. The question I would ask your manager, was it a penalty? Yes or no? never mind VAR, whatever. Now that it's seen it, was it a penalty? It's simple, Stuart, isn't it?
Certainly, it was a penalty all day long for me. I mean, going back to the narrative, the only narrative I have is no one likes us, we don't care. And that's what I say. You know what I mean? I've stopped listening to all that media, Chris. And the only time I'll listen to him if Rangers beat Celtic or anything like that, I'll be switching it right on to hear what he's got to say, because you can see the hatred and the bitterness, him and Andy Walker, or they type of guys. I love to see their faces when it sort of happens, you know. Hopefully I'll see it pretty soon at the new year. Let's hope so anyway. But no one likes us, we don't care. That should be the narrative everybody's thinking, and forget them all. You know what I mean? One thing I was going to talk about VAR, I mean, I love VAR, I think it's good. You know what, I've not seen this happening in Scotland yet. I've seen it happening in Europe or something. But when the keeper moves first and the guy misses the penalty, take it again. How good would that have been? Because that keeper moved before Tavernier hit the ball. So imagine if he had missed the penalty, hit the bar or something, take it again and scored. How good would that have been? But what I'm trying to say is, does anybody know that there's a penalty being taken in Scotland, if you're watching a game or any game, that they're said to be taken again and they've scored? Has anybody seen that? I don't know.
No, I think the last three take, I remember, was at their place, wasn't it? But I can't remember. I need to check that out, mate. You gave us one off the hop. I'll get the research department on it, see if they can come up with one, mate. But if you
let's hope it happens in the final. But I think we'll beat them in the final. Clement sort of looked at the game and he said, right, he knows what the problems are. He's got a good view of what's happening, and I think that'll kind of get transmitted in the final. I think it'll be a different game then. That will be. I'm absolutely certain of it. You know what I mean?
We've got a problem in our team at the moment. Again, always position that outside right, if you like, right midfield, whatever you want to call it, south side, and then we've put Cantwell in there. He looks as if he's not enjoying it, and he's lost a bit of form, he's no fit. Whatever way you want to dress it up, he doesn't look the same player as he did 6 months ago. All of a sudden, that position's a problem again.
Aye, it looks like it, but I think we can solve it, you know. And I think Cantwell, he had a chance probably to play him through as a 10, and he stuck him sort of still on the right hand side, and that's maybe what he's wanting him to do. We had the two most creative players on the park yesterday. You need at least two, and we had Lawrence and we had Cantwell, and between the two of them, they didn't create enough for us. And Todd's got to start influencing games more. He's got to try and get on the ball. Maybe he's still adjusting and coming back, but I still think he can do a lot more. He certainly was doing a lot more last season, and if he's not in his favoured position, it shouldn't really matter. He's got to go in and influence the game from wherever he is, and being in that position, he's been unlucky the last couple of games where he had a chance, where he spun round and hit the shot at Hampden, and the goalie saved it. So he's had chances in there and stuff, but he needs to get back to playing decent level of football, concentrate, try to go on the ball and go and influence the game. We need to get him back on form, because he's certainly been off it the last wee while. Yeah,
I think he also has to concentrate on playing football, Linda.
I know, and I think he's getting frustrated, and you know there isn't any excuses for diving. We don't want to see that, and he started to get obviously he's got a bit of a reputation already. As you said rightly earlier on, Ox, he's not kicking people off the park though, is he? But Southside, right, we need to get him back on, try to get him back on some sort of form. Would you move him
positions, Linda?
What's that, Ox?
Would you move him positions?
I don't know, because, I would like to see him getting a chance more centrally, just to see if it does sort of kickstart him a wee bit. But then would you drop Lawrence out and play Cantwell kind of the number 10, and then maybe even play McCausland on the right? I don't know. I would like to see him perhaps getting a chance at his more favoured position, just to see if it would make a difference.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Davey?
Sorry, I'm eating a Rocky here.
Well, all I can say is thanks for the call. It's been nice to join this.
Well done, I'm on set. Hey, well done. Here's a map. Right.
Right, well, we've lost Dave. He'll be back ways when he's finished his supper, Stuart.
He's putting his teeth in, I think. He's putting his teeth in to get right into it. I talk about Cantwell. I mean, I think he's a confidence player, and he needs to be kind of. And it moves into the centre where he's getting the ball. All right, no, I'll not always come off for him, but he's always got to be there. And he's a trier, you know what I mean? I think if he gets the right position, I think he'll do well. I think he will. And that needs to happen. He needs to put McCausland on the right for maybe on Thursday or something like that. I think he will maybe do that, you know, and maybe move Lawrence out a wee bit. There's got to be a lot of rotation over the next 2 or 3 games, and they'll all get their chance. And it's trusting them all out, to be honest with you. They'll ken what he's got today, but January, if they could maybe bring somebody in, I don't know. But
he'll be working hard, whatever it is. He'll be working hard. Are you back with us, David? You took the
brilliant text, brilliant text. I'm not even going to. I've got an answer to that, but I'm not going to say it. Although I'm eating another bit of biscuit. Right. Now, can I just ask you before the tune comes on? What did you think of that comment about Cantwell's diving? That shinny shouldn't have been on the park.
We discussed that. We don't disagree. He could have been booked persistent foul on South Side.
I was surprised he got away without getting booked at all, to be honest. He had a couple of shockers in that first half, and he'd quite a few. I think he had 2 or 3 in short periods of time. The ref never reacted at all yet. And I was surprised because he had to take a book. He had to book him for one of the tackles. It was disgusting how he didn't book him. But no, as you said on the Friday, David, they'll come and they'll kick us about, and we've got to. You did, aye, and as I said, aye, probably, but you've got to try and play around about it, and hopefully the referee, as I said to you on the Friday, will do what he should do and book them for it, and he didn't, and that was the issue, you know. I think we only got 1 player booked, didn't we, Golson, and they'd 4, so aye, it was that type of game, but aye, he left yellow cards a bit late, David. He should have certainly booked Shinny, 100%.
Linda?
Yeah, totally agree. As we said earlier, it totally changes his game. You know, it would have been a deserved yellow card, and then he's not getting away with the same because he has to watch what he's doing. But no, it's disappointing that the referee didn't book him. But again, you know, you're just thinking, you know, could our players have done anything more? I'm not really sure because, you know, you don't want people to start diving over.
I'll ask you this: they picked up on all the diving, but do you see your players diving about trying to get players booked under apart from that incident yesterday?
No, we don't. We just got on with it, Ox. It's just not in our nature.
Aye. All right. Where are we now? What's the time? Is that time for a tune, Davey?
Aye. Sure, I'm just having another biscuit.
So I'm going to disappear now. I'll let somebody else get a wee chance. But listen, it's got to be good on Thursday, I think. A bit of redemption there, so they're always the next game. So let's just keep our fingers crossed, and I'm sure we'll be good. Okay?
Cheers, Stuart. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for taking the call. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, Stuart.
There's a guy's getting a hang of the show. He phones in, makes his point, doesn't eat during it, and then gives away when he wants something to eat outside.
Aye, that's the way you should conduct yourself when you come on. And the audience should know better. He's just taking liberties tonight, isn't he?
No, it's because he's sweetheart's on, yeah?
Well, we did say that. We expected him to be the first call of the night, but Stuart beat him to it.
Just to be brought Stuart in, so used to.
What is it? So I lost the bet. I lost the bet then. That was. Who was that? Who's Fox? Was that the techie team doing that?
Aye. You know they'll be on Dempsey and Makepeace.
Brilliant, Ox, brilliant.
Right, get yourself some mute because we're going to have a tune.
As we go marching down the Paisley Road, the west, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. As we go marching down the Paisley Road West, the doors and the windows open wide, you will hear the people cheer, the Glasgow Rangers boys are here. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. Blue is the colour, football is the game. We're all together, Glasgow Rangers is our name. For we are the best team in all Scotland, and Glasgow Rangers is our name. So bring on the Celtic, your Hibs and Aberdeen, your Dundee United, we're the best you've ever seen. We play hand on heart, God save the Queen. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me. It's Glasgow Rangers for me.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right. Go back.
Yep.
Yep.
That's another opportunity, Southside, for you to go and have a refreshment. Yeah?
Yes, when the tune's on, correct.
Yes. Yes.
What, is he still got him on, like, or is he, is he still here?
He'll not take the hint, mate.
Oh, hang on, Bill, you know why, innit? Linda's on the night, innit? The Queen of Rangers Radio.
Not at all, not at all.
Surprised he's no...
He's saying Southside's the Queen of Rangers Radio. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you.
Southside's a top man. He's one of them. Well, it's good wonder, no top man, top lady. Who talks, just makes sense in a conversation, that man. And he's done that the night I met him. And Stevie Boy. And yourself.
You hear him at the end of the night.
If you want us to hang up, I'll hang up.
I've been trying to get you hang up since after the day after your birthday this year.
Well, I've got news for you. No. Well, you know he's on night.
Right. Get yourself to mute. We're just going to change. We're just going to change the mood slightly in here for the greatest ever Ranger, John Greig, CBE.
Great honour, and it's a tribute to the club I played for all these years that I'm here today.
I was going to say, is it an incredibly proud moment for yourself and your family, but also for Rangers?
Well, I think over the years, any award that I've had, I've owed it to the club, and so it's as much for them as it is for me. But I know our supporters that back us every week. It's been a long time at Ibrox, but I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I've been very proud of every minute of it.
And just how much does Rangers mean to you? I mean, you've done pretty much every role there is to do at the club.
Yeah, well, I've done everything. That's great, except being the doorman. But they might give me that in some time in the future. But no, it was a great honour to have been part of a great club, and I've been very proud to represent the club for a long time.
You're still involved in the club in an honorary capacity. What sort of direction do you feel like the side are in at the moment?
Well, I've got great hopes for the new manager. Hopefully, he's had a good start. But it's hard because every game's like a cup final because every team wants to beat Rangers. And I think he understands that. He's an experienced manager. And the results he's had so far are very encouraging.
Right. I just have to send your congratulations once again to John Greig, CBE, Southside.
Aye, another honour for the big man. I'm sure he got an MBE there as well, did he know?
78, something, yeah.
Aye, so you can stick that up beside that one, I suppose, eh? No, a good thing to get again, and it also represents well for him and the club, mate, as he says, you know.
Davy?
A long time hero of mine. I seen them when they were lighting the flare with everybody, and we could do a lot of John Greigs now, but we don't make them like that anymore. Else they're just we don't produce.
Aye. Obviously, special player, special talent, but the game's changed, Davy. The game's changed beyond all recognition. Linda?
Okay, it has, absolutely, Ox. And quite interesting that he said that it's difficult for the manager because every team's like their cup final. So no change there. It's always been like that. But just a terrific achievement for him as well. And the picture of him, getting his award from Prince William. I mean, it's just a fantastic day for him and very, it was greatly received by him, and he's just such a great Ranger, isn't he?
Aye. Congratulations, John Greig, CBE. Hello, John B. William, all right?
Aye.
How you doing?
I'm
I see we lost him. I don't know what happened there. Maybe no William. The reason I said. Aye. Great award. Well. Something that John Greig well deserves because he's been a feature of the club for, what was that, 60 years? That's special Southside, isn't it?
Aye, it's a long time. I'm sure he's had ambassador roles, and I think he was a fans liaison sort of person you could go and see back in the day as well, Ox, I think, in some of the roles that he's had at the club. But as Davy said, he was a great player. I didn't see him back when he was at the height of his career or anything like that, but I've more or less seen him at the end of his career now, and then into management for there. But aye, it's a great honour for him to go to the Palace and see the king, I suppose, eh?
Oh, it was a prince, it was a prince.
Was it?
I'd be quite happy seeing Prince William. Talking about Prince and Kings, we've been joined by the Queen. How are you doing, Ref? William?
Get away. Cheeky boy. Hello, lovely Linda.
I'm not really. No,
hello.
In real life.
Hello, brothers. Good evening, brothers. Yesterday's game, I really feel for the Bears and the Bearettes that travelled up there yesterday, because to sit and suffer through that, a flock of sheep or in a bit of penalty area for 90 minutes before they were able to get any relief, they get that goal, that penalty. It must have been a lot, Southside, that must have been a long 90 minutes or 100 minutes or whatever it was. It must have been a long day for you, big man.
It is when you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning, mate.
oh, geez.
I know, especially when you came at 5 to 6.
I know.
6 o'clock for 6 o'clock for a 12. I used to have a car like that. Oh.
No, we didn't leave to 8, but you're up at 6, we've got to have some cooked breakfast before you have some refreshments.
Of course. Can't be eating the pies up there. Can't afford the pies up there. If I remember Aberdeen, everyone's double the price. They hate us, but they love our money, I think, I'm looking at everything that's happening today, the news, what they're all talking about online, and I think if there was a minimum amount of
honesty and integrity in the press and the media, I think they'd be talking about the referee's performance. I think it was shocking.
You might be right there. He missed the Cantwell one. He missed Shinney's 2 bookings, mate, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
But you know what, Alex? Remember we went up there at the end of last season, and for a week before it, they were complaining about Shinney had a red card, and it should have been wiped out. It should have been rescinded. Remember that? I'm just wondering if you get a free ride yesterday because of that.
I just think that the referee, I mean, I just think he's one of these guys that tries to let the game roll. And look, if it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card, whether it's the 2nd minute, the last minute, the 10th minute, the 20th minute. That's
Correct.
the laws of the game. Linda?
Yeah, definitely, Ox. As you say, it doesn't matter, you know, whether it's the beginning of the game or the end of the game. You know, and as we've said, he should have had a yellow card. I mean, everybody could see that. And I don't know, this has happened before, William, when we've went up there, and you know, it just seems to be a constant thing, Ox.
Yeah, but listen, it's just me. I'm not. Listen, I don't think the referee. I've seen him have worse games, if I'm being honest, Southside. But we've got to put the ball in the net, and then the referees. We're not talking about him.
No, but no. Obviously, if he'd booked Shinney in the first half, but he should have booked him in. Obviously, it curbs what he's going to keep doing and try to get away with. But the most important thing is the ref shouldn't really be the one we're talking about. We should be good enough on the day to go out and win and play well and take it away from anything like that. At the end, we needed the ref and VAR to give a legitimate penalty. If you're holding somebody's jersey in the area, as a penalty. So we got the break there that we didn't see at the time, and it was done correctly. But I think you're right. I think he does sometimes try to let play go. I've seen him have some no bad games when he's refereed us in the past. He says some no bad games, but I just hate talking about referees because it's the one thing we shouldn't be talking about, William. You know, it's the thing that we should do. If we don't talk about them, then we know they've usually had a good game. That's the way I see it.
See, Southside, I was a referee for nearly 30 years, and for my last 5 years, I was a supervisor. So when I watch the game, I'm watching as a Rangers fan first of all. I can't resist watching it as a referee. So I'm picking out all his mistakes. You know, and it just adds up, and it just.
That must have been a thriller for you yesterday.
Oh, unbelievable! I'd love to see a supervisor's report. I'd love to see him out in front of a camera and show him all these decisions that he should have made that he never made. All these fouls by Shinney, the bad tackle by Devlin and Seema. That was a bad tackle. I mean, Shinney, he's just a hammer thrower. So if you nail him early on with that yellow card as he should have got, as you're saying, that curtails his performance for the rest of the game. I mean, I think Southside, we were talking about our creative players. We had 10 shots on target, so we were creative.
Aye, I said earlier.
4 shots on target in the entire game. I think their goal, that was the 3rd shot on target in the game. So after 11 minutes, they only had 2 shots for the entire game after that. So they had. So I really don't think we played that bad. And with 10 shots on target at Pittodrie, that's no bad going. We just couldn't get the ball in the net. The goalkeeper, I think he had about 4 arms and 6 legs.
But how many chances did we create in the last half an hour?
Oh, I know. But you know, you're never going to go to Pittodrie and create every 2 minutes. You know, you're just never going to do that. And I still feel that 10 chances, 10 shots on target is good going at Pittodrie. Although they're rubbish. We know that. They're rubbish. The keeper had the game of his life. Just typical.
I
think we played them off the park and the keeper saved them from an embarrassing result.
I think his best save might have been the Tom Lawrence one, Linda.
Aye, it was.
Your name's William.
Yeah. Sorry, George. Sorry.
It's okay, William. No, I think that was a great piece of play as well, wasn't it? I think Cantwell and Lawrence and Seema kind of linking up. It would have been a lovely goal, and he maybe just didn't get enough curl on it. But I don't know. I agree with you, William. I think we made enough chances to win that game, and it's disappointing because sometimes we've criticised them for not creating enough clear-cut chances, but with three good opportunities to score with headers, but it just wasn't to be. But at least we got the point. That's the main. At least we got something out the game.
Aye.
Davey, how much do you think the manager would have took for that yesterday? Would he have learned a lot about some of these players, or do you think he already knew?
Oh no, you're spot on, Oaks. He's learning every time he sees them, and the more time he gives them game time, the more he'll learn. That's how I was saying when I was getting it in the neck the other night there. I was saying about I'm a wee bit more reserved about where he's heading, and it's a bit not a lot enough games for me. But he has. I mean, the improvement's tremendous. I mean, as William said there, his stats up there said everything. But I definitely, every time he gets on, puts him on the park, Oaks, he's picking up on. So that's something to look forward to, I think, for me anyway. But what I'd like to point out and all as well, as you're all here, where did the 4 minutes come from? That man came up, get 12 minutes.
All right. Oh, sorry. All right. I mean, obviously, when the 4 minutes were up, it took about 2 to make VAR, and then there should be a couple of minutes. But listen, put the ball in the net, take our chances, and we're not caring about all that. That's.
You're right.
Southside, great news today with young McCausland's contract getting extended, mate.
Aye, it's good. Obviously, when he gets his game at Livingston, then suddenly he was thrust into to get a cap for his country as well, so we can see he get recognised there as well, and probably going forward he'll get chances at international level. But for us, he's got to try and get into a Rangers team as well. He's fresh, he's young, he's not willing to make mistakes. He doesn't look panicky when he comes on the park. Anytime me and Albert watched him for the B team, he's played slightly different. He plays in behind. He's a number 10 in that system in the B team. But he's done well. He's played some lovely passes through, even in the European game. He was unlucky not to get his goal at Livingston. He's fresh and he's young, and he doesn't seem phased at all. Seems pretty confident. He will make mistakes and stuff like the time when they broke in his before they get a goal. He should have took the boy down in that game. Was it the Aberdeen game? Was that the one I was thinking about? Ibrox? I can't remember. Was it just a couple of weeks ago? Wasn't it?
That was
Sparta.
Prague's game.
Prague, aye. I think just in that night, probably experience, you should just have clipped the boy in the heels and took the booting. But no, he's a good player, and I think Clement will take time and he'll probably develop him. So, but him pushing and taking the chance and getting in the team, as we said, we're talking about the right hand side being a problem, and he might be the boy that could go in and fill it. Probably no week in, week out. We'd maybe need to take him out now and again, give him a wee break, because it'll be a lot from him. It's a big step up to go into the first team for the B team, and he is a standout in the B team, but he'll know he might struggle with the 2 or 3 games in that week, 10 days, carry on just that. So we might have to bring him in and take him out. But I'm looking forward to him, hopefully trying to see more of him anyway going forward. But it's good for the club, mate, and I'm sure the boy will be delighted.
Yeah, comes a good start. Ross McCausland. Linda will protect their asset and hopefully develop and be a really good player for us.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. Because I think if he'd gone, we would only have got maybe 300k or something like that if he'd gone to another team out with Scotland. So it was good to get him tied up in a contract. But I agree with Southside. I think we want to see more of him, but I think Clement will manage that. But I would like to see him maybe even get a start on Thursday on that right side, just to see what he could do. Ibrox, full crowd, European game. Might be a wee bit more space for him to work into as well, Ox. Looking forward to seeing more of him.
Well, you're on the panel with this one then. Who do you start on Thursday? On the right-hand side, McCausland or Cantwell? Davy?
Well, you've got to go with Cantwell, and you can't really. Well, that's it. That's what you were wanting me to answer. That's it.
Oh, no, I was the one you answered in. You're a big boy, mate. You're in, wind up. William?
McCausland for me.
What?
The boy's
See,
quick,
Paul?
he's skillful, he's fearless. That boy's passionate about our club. I was encouraged with Spanish Billy, what he said about him, and what the manager said. I think we all thought this boy's going to sign. And I'm delighted he's signed for us. These Irish boys, they love our club.
Ulster boys, mate. Ulster boys.
That's it. Right.
Southside?
I think I'd play Cantwell and bring a young boy on. But I think if Scott Wright's fit, he's playing.
Where's Cantwell playing then?
Play him in as a 10.
Aye, okay. Take Lawrence out. Yeah, all right, I get it. Linda?
Yeah, I'd start McCausland in the right over Cantwell.
Oh.
But I still think Cantwell should get a chance in the middle, but I would start the young guy, yeah.
Well, we've got a split camp here, Should I bring Mr. Fox in, what do you think?
Aye, bring him in.
Come on, Mr. Fox. No, he's in a huff. He's in a huff. I would start Cantwell. If you were just saying that was the way you're going, but I'd rather see Cantwell get back into that 10 position. What about swapping the two, Lawrence and Cantwell Southside? Is that something you would look at?
I think Lawrence can play sort of any sort of side. You know, I think you could play him slightly off the right or the left. But looking towards Thursday, I think maybe might be a bit early, but he might fling Matondo in for a bit of pace on the left because that's where he had been playing, and he might see if he can get a shift out of him for the first half. So he's got options. And we've got to remember you'll have to juggle the centre backs on Thursday because Golson's suspended. So he's going to have a wee bit of tinkering today with the team ops.
Is that how Ben Davis was in the squad yesterday, mate? Because if any of them get injured, there's only one we're doing to just suit her.
Well, it can only be him and Shooter, aye. It'll probably have to be the pairing on Thursday night, I would think. Because Balligan wasn't in the squad, was he?
No, he's not in the international.
No, so it looks like that, and obviously Leon King's there as well, should one of them no make it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Aye, and obviously we have you had on your hat here, William, Linda, we have the great Ryan Jack debate.
Oh, yeah. The Ryan Jack debate, yep. Disappointing. And I think from what the manager said, it will be touch and go for Thursday. But I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he got injured when he was away, although he only got the 10 minutes, didn't he, Ox, at the end of the Scotland game?
We're picking up that he get injured in training. But the point I think the manager was making, that if you go to the breast, you might not pick up some of these knocks if it's muscle.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's an impact injury training, William, that's nothing to do with playing for Scotland, is it?
No. I think Clark's run them into the ground for a reason.
If it's a muscle injury, yeah, and he's not getting his rest at the stage in his career, where there's a lot of games coming, he's not being sent to himself or his employers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
William?
I just think it's terrible. This Scotland involvement, he's not up to it. He's hardly fit to play for us at the best of times. And yet he seems to get up for the Scotland game. You know, I mean, I think Clark's just ripping it out of him. I think he got 2 minutes against England. He went away for 2 games, he got 2 minutes against England. He got 10 minutes in that last game. A couple of games he got nothing. I think it's shocking. I've talked to this for a long time, Ox, you know that. I think it's bad. I wouldn't have given him the contract. I wouldn't have given him the other year. think he's more interested in Scotland than he is in us. And we have lost too many games.
Did we miss him on Sunday, Southside?
Maybe, but he's not reliable enough, Fox. He's no there week in, week out. Scotland thing, everybody wants to play for their country. I don't decry him it if he wants to go and turn up. I get that he comes back sometimes injured or he's no sometimes fit enough to play for us and before it. But if you gave him, Scotland's gone to the Euros for the first time in a long time, William. He's going to want to go there and play. He's 32, 31, whatever he is. And he'll want to go and play in one of the finals, which a lot of the players will want to do. It's probably down to us. We're probably going to cut our losses now. We gave him the year extension. But I think that's as far as it goes. Thank him. He's been a good servant. A couple of years ago, he was really good. It's a really good time for us at the club. But he's not reliable all the time. And he hasn't been for a long time. So, but the Scotland thing is, if he's picked, he'll want to represent his country, like a lot of our players are doing and going away and playing for the internationals. The countries, William. So it's something that you put up with when you buy players and if they're internationally capped. But unfortunate for us, Ryan Jack isn't going to be a regular week in, week out because he will pick up injuries, whether they be on our training field or anybody else's. Going forward, we need reliable players, quick, fast player in midfield. And unfortunately for us, I think Ryan Jack's on his last legs at Rangers. I think this will be the last time we'll see him to the end of this year. I think that'll be his time up.
I think Southside, if he goes to Germany, I think he'd be lucky if he gets a game at all. I really think. You're talking a year on.
You're talking about football's moved on. It's quick, it's fast football. Depending who they get. I don't really care who they get in their group and that, to be honest. But I'll watch it when it's on for it being the tournament. It's a bonus that Scotland's going to be there, I suppose. So you'll get to watch them. But quick, fast players will easily move away from Ryan Jack, unfortunately. But he does a job for us here. And probably 2 or 3 years ago, we had the best out of Ryan Jack. He was regular. He was a good player. He done really well.
Absolutely.
But no. Hopefully he'll play well when he's picked, mate. That's what we want him to do. But he's not reliable.
That's fair.
He started 4 league games for us this season. 4 league games. That must have been about the last 4.
Yeah.
The 4 substitute appearances. Yeah. That's your bread and butter. So, I know some of them he didn't own. He sat on the bench, but he's getting to the twilight of his career. I think he's been ill advised, Davey, if I'm being honest. These professionals at this age are trying to extend their careers because of the money that's involved.
Yeah, you're spot on. Suicide's spot on as well when he's talking about. If he had we weren't going to the Euros, I don't think Ryan Jack would be keen to go. I think he'd concentrate more on his fitness for Rangers. I think the tasty bit is that's the bait to get to the Euros, and I can see that. I can understand it as you so says. It is a big temptation, even to push yourself, and this is what's happening. So. They've got to come to some kind of solution to that because I don't think they can stop him going.
Well, they can, but he might not get picked if he's not playing for us at all. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be joined by Bob here. Evening, Bob here.
Evening, Ox. How you doing? All right. Still settling for the follow yesterday. Aye. Big bad Rangers again, eh? Honest, I didn't get angry off him, but I'm really angry like at that lot at the media. I'm angry at Mr. Robson, the Aberdeen manager, and I'm angry at Mr. You-know-who, the ex-manager of Lincoln City. It sticks out a mile yesterday what they think of that lot. That was a penalty kick. Oh, I'll go straight to the penalty. That was a penalty kick all day long. The guy hauled Goldson's jersey. That's a penalty. That's the rules. That's why Walsh gave it. I heard you saying earlier on the show that you didn't like him. I didn't like him either. But he gave a penalty kick. You had no option.
What? I agree.
No option but to get. And there was a certain club got 2 penalty kicks and certainly we could say that they missed it and well the keeper saved it. So let's just give them another one for to even it up. I don't know. That's what I'm going to say about it. Eh? How would it sound if I was a pundit and that came out of me? No. They were out of order yesterday, the lot of them. That was a genuine penalty with Rangers. But to the game, sluggish, inefficient in the first half, midfield non-existent, opened up too much. There was no chances created for the forwards, although we could have utilised in the first half, but whatever. The second half, played them off the park, had them hemmed in their whole half, couldn't score. Had to rely on a VAR penalty. I wasn't pleased with the performance yesterday. But we got away with a defeat, and I think that was the utterly main thing about it. If it had been a defeat, the follow-up wouldn't have been real. But we can't allow ourselves to get that. We just dust ourselves doing, plod on to the next game on Thursday, and that's it. But I was really angry with the media, even yesterday in the day, and still am. You could probably tell.
There's only one person that can answer that. Linda.
Bob, it's becoming tiresome. I was saying that earlier on. We're all fed up with it. And as we said, you try not to read any of it, Bob Jer. You don't listen. You try not to listen to it, but you're still very much aware of it. And the thing about it, Bob Jer, is that in the past, it's definitely influenced referees in terms of the decisions that they're given for us, Bob Jer. But the only good thing we've got now is VAR. And the fact that, at least the referees are getting asked to go and look at things and it's the correct decisions that they're making, Bob Jer. And your point about the game yesterday, let's just hope it's just a bit of a bump in the road. A manager said that was going to happen and we need to pick ourselves up for Thursday.
Linda, I think you and I discussed VAR before. I think you can, I'm not a fan. Yeah. And I'm not going to come down in favour of it because of yesterday. Yeah. But at the end of the day, as people have said, VAR is there. If it's there to enhance the game, it's there to enhance the game. And that's exactly what it did yesterday. That's exactly what it does with clubs up and down the country every week. Why are Rangers being treated differently? That's what I want to know. We got a big decision. It's a whole hullabaloo over the whole country. It's no fair. Not fair. And I know I've been biased towards Rangers. I'm being anti-biased towards them, as I always am. They stuck out last year from yesterday what they thought of the Rangers, what we've always suspected they thought of them. They were just a syllable of saying that they absolutely hate Rangers, the whole lot of them. There you go, I've said it, I've used that word hate and I don't like it. But yesterday they were over the top. Chris Boyd argued with them yesterday. I don't know if he's noticed that or no, but he says it was a penalty kick, a definite penalty kick, and you can't say it wasn't, because it was. So what the hell's the beef with all them?
No, that's the problem.
Anyway, I'll get the blood pressure down a bit, sorry.
Right. You get a tab at Alpha Fox as well. Southside.
See, the thing is, I've not really looked at it in Bob Jer. I don't buy a newspaper, and I didn't see anything that they were talking about.
I didn't buy them either.
Because I was at the game and I didn't go on social media or anything to see it. And so, to be honest, it doesn't really put my blood pressure up because I don't do that. But I can imagine, Bob Jer, see, at the end of the day, somebody pulls a jersey, mate, and it's in the area, it's a penalty. You know, and I can remember years back, should I say, Andy Walker was the guy that said when he played for them, he said, when we went down in the box, even sometimes, as soon as I felt a tug in my jersey, I just fell straight down and I go to the penalty. You know, and that's him talking when he played the game as a striker. But it was just yesterday, we needed the 3 points, probably. That's what we were looking to get yesterday. That's just the biggest disappointment for me. We've played worse up there and won. We've played worse up there and probably come away with a point as well. But yesterday we made enough chances and we just didn't put the ball in the net, and that was the issue. And we had to rely on VAR, as they say, and it's correctly applied. And we got the penalty, which was deserved. But goals change games, Bob Jer, and yesterday we had enough chances in the game. Their goalie did a really good save for the one for Tom Lawrence, because where I was standing when he hit it, I looked a goal all the way until the goalie got down and managed to get a hand to it, which surprised us because it looked like it was going in. But apart from that, he had a couple of other good saves and we just didn't take our chances. Lost a stupid goal, and it's just one of the days. We didn't need it, but we'll soldier on, mate, and I'm sure there'll be more ups and downs as we go, but hopefully more ups on the way, and it's just one of the days. You put it down to bad day at the office, but we let ourselves down, mate. We let the support down. That was the one thing, because everybody was up there chanting loud and proud as always and supporting the team. Just to wish the players had battled that wee bit harder, like the supporters were doing in the stands.
At least their support turned up Southside.
Oh, I want to see it up the back of that goal, that, mate. It was empty as anything. What did I say to you on the Friday? I says, we'll go up there and you'll see plenty of empty seats. And that's what happened. It was disgusting. And they cut our allocation again. So,
they must have some money, yeah. You know,
well, they're always greeting they've not got any, didn't it? Their chairman said they're losing money all other place, so...
And the game is a spectacle when the grunge follow the atmosphere. Everything's better, but silly. Anyway, we'll be joined by Spanish Billy. Evening, Spanish.
Good evening, lady and gentlemen. How's it going?
Hi,
Billy.
Evening, Billy.
I'm obviously, like everyone else, very, very deflated and very, very disheartened because we've squandered a real opportunity here to change the narrative. A lot of our fans thought the title was out of reach, and yesterday, going into that game, here we have a real good chance here. We get the 3 points, win all our games in hand. That's 3 points going to the piggery. Win that game, and it's only goal difference that separates us. So I was bouncing, especially like coming up to the St Mirren game, my son's first game, and then it's just like, how many times are we going to do this? Like, it's almost in recent years became ingrained in our DNA to squander these opportunities. So I'm not so much angry. I'm just very, very deflated, and I'm just feeling a wee bit empty now.
Linda.
Oh yeah, Billy, it was disappointing because there was a chance. We got that wee bonus on Saturday, didn't we? And you just think, we're saying earlier to put a bit of pressure on them at the top of the table, and and just because of the start the manager had made as well, and we were expecting them to come out the traps and be on the front foot, and unfortunately it was the way we started the game, Billy, that really cost us in the end. But as we said, we did have enough chances to win the game, so totally understand your disappointment. I think we all felt the same today.
I don't expect Leopards to change their spots, and I know within that squad of players there's a lot that have been there for quite some time now, and in my opinion they're bottlers and serial losers, but we can't deny that we have seen a change, a positive change and mentality under Philippe Clement. And I know we can't change how somebody feels or thinks or what's built into their personality, but I thought he had done enough with the wee changes in mentality that we would go there yesterday and get a lot more. And it's a sore one to take because, as I say, the narrative could have been changed, and it could have changed the whole atmosphere around the club and the dressing room, and it's just a sore one because we've seen this so many times.
Billy's deflated just like your love life, Davey.
My wife's like next to me here, listening to all this. No, he's Billy's spot on, but I'm with Clement. It's the next game. We move on. We take that. It could have been a bigger disaster as far as I'm concerned if we hadn't lost, if we hadn't took anything at all. But we got that. We're still there in the race. Bring on the next game. Things are looking, I think, a lot better. And as you were saying, every time he puts a team on that part, and what I'm pleased about now is we have a bigger choice now of players to have came back. And that's, to me, is very encouraging.
No.
Going forward.
That's a great point you made. I'll take it to Southside, Ben William, then Bobja. With that, and then we'll come back to Billy. See the team that they started yesterday, would that have been your team? Southside?
I thought Kieran Dowell might have come back into the team for the reason being he'd seen him in the B games and that, and they'd obviously a bit of fitness about him. So
not even on the bench, mate.
I know, that surprised me. So I thought maybe he might have made it, but maybe because he's not in the squad for Thursday, shouldn't matter. I think if he was maybe, he deserved to get in the team and play. He didn't pick him, didn't have him in the squad. It may have been a factor that he wasn't, same with Ben Davies, but he can come back on Thursday. So I don't know what his thinking was, or maybe he's thinking he just didn't have enough level of fitness yet. That was the surprise, I thought, for the bench. It's just the same core of players. It's the same again. As we spoke about, didn't play good, but created chances and had a lot of shots in goal. And on another day, you only had to take one of the chances in the first half, and it changes the whole game probably. But you still look at the players. We bought a lot of players in the summer. Beale went out and bought them, and you thought that this would be it when it comes to taking a chance going forward. If they drop in, this team now will step up and get you the 3 points, and they didn't. And probably because you're still got Tav, less so much because he got his point with scoring the penalty, but you still get Tav goals, and you've still got Balogun, you still get Barisic, you've still got Lundstrom. And there I say, if Jack had been fit, Jack would have been in there, and if it had been the same result, still get that core of players that you thought you were going to start changing. This whole team would have started to change. So that's how you look at it in a missed opportunity, and you just look at it and go, well, it's just these same players that have been doing it continually. Can he get you out of that line when you need to get a chink of light? But don't get me wrong, this isn't lost or away by any matter. I mean, as we win this game in hand, it puts the pressure on, and they're no so great. Half of them will be listening to the show tonight like they always do, but they know they're rotten and all. No, they're no very good, you know. So we can still turn this round, definitely, but we wanted to do it yesterday, but it's still the same core of players, and that's where you feel you're getting let down again. When you look through the team, they're all still in it, and that's what they had been doing through 2 managers, do you know what I mean? So they'll go in time, and Clement will change it, and he'll get us going. But this is when these results come round, it's that core of players that you look at and think, aye, typical, you know.
I'm hearing that they're having a meeting after the game that they play tomorrow night to see how they deal with a scandal, but that's just me. Right, anyway, same question to William, and then Bob J.
I think Cantwell out on the right is it's an empty shirt.
Would you pick that team yesterday? Was that been after?
No, Cantwell's no good out on the right. Absolutely no good.
What about the Sparta Prague game?
Well, McCausland. I put Cantwell in the middle.
Cantwell's goal playing out on the right.
Cantwell's what?
When he scored the goal, that's the position he was playing.
But he's not in the game out there.
All right, I don't. But would you started McCausland yesterday instead of Cantwell?
I would have put Cantwell in the middle and McCausland out on the right.
So you'd have dropped Tom Lawrence.
Aye, because we're not getting enough of Lawrence. Yeah. I think Lawrence is a special player, but we're not getting enough of him.
All right,
I think we need to think about. I think we knew they were going to park the bus yesterday. At some point in the game, they were going to park the bus. They're no fit and they're no any good. So McCausland's pace, and he's a tricky player. And we can see Cantwell is like a fish out of water out in the right. He's just no good to us. He looks like a wee boy that somebody's stole his favourite toy.
Yes, mate.
Sorry, just to jump in. See, when you're saying that about William Wright, it's all right in hindsight. You say play McCausland. No, if McCausland goes out there and doesn't play well yesterday, no, you'd be looking and going, well, we should have played Cantwell, we should have dropped him, or you should have had Tom Lawrence in there. We've done this repeatedly with managers and all. We've flung Danilo in at Parkhead, we've flung Rebo in his first game up there at Pittodrie. No, it didn't go well for him either. No, it's one of the ones. So when you think about flinging the boy in, and I know I've said he's a breath of fresh air and he seems confident and all that, and sometimes he probably do. But I think probably going there yesterday, you had to go with the experienced players that had a good level of fitness, and maybe no put the pressure onto the young boy like you were. Bring him on when you should hopefully be winning. We actually brought him on when we needed a goal. But, you know, so I think certain times you've got to maybe look at how you set the team up, and I think you can't totally fling him in like yesterday. I think he done the right decision with no starting him. It's just the way the game panned out. And the way that certain players played it, just whatever it is.
I just think we all knew that Cantwell's no good out in the right. Sorry.
Bob J, were you happy with the team yesterday?
No, I wasn't. I thought I agree with Billy. Like Cantwell didn't perform well out in the right.
But I'm not talking about after the game. We were all unhappy with the team after the game when the team was selected.
Before the game, the team he selected. No, wasn't it? No.
Who would you have
when I looked at the lineup, I just said no. I thought that McCausland should have got a start. There'd been enough hype about the laddie, about him being a big name player, big money player, signing 4-year deal. He should have been able to go out there yesterday and do the business. And I'm sure he will, obviously. Very talented laddie, but no, that was the other guy. Seema was an empty jersey, you know. He didn't have a good game. But that can happen to people.
So you wouldn't have selected Seema yesterday?
Yeah, I would have. But so doing the hindsight, that was the preview of the lineup of the team yesterday. I remember I took a chance on Kamal Roof yesterday.
And dropped Danilo? And dropped Danilo?
Well, this is, again, it's all hindsight. We're all managers, we're all coaches. It didn't work out yesterday, but we got away with it. We're all forgetting this is one of the most difficult fixtures in the calendar. Is Aberdeen. What kind of their attitude towards us? But you're putting me on the spot here, Ox. I'm looking at the team for yesterday and I'm saying, well, did he or did he not get it right? I think the one thing he didn't get right was putting Cantwell on the right. Yeah.
I'm saying, were you happy with the team before the game started? No, after the game, Bobby.
How do you mean in the previous games, like?
No,
the performances?
Right, I'll go to
the team is selected.
Aye.
Well,
Billy, I'll go to Spanish Billy. Billy, when the team was announced yesterday, were you pleased or did you think,
I'll be totally honest, I didn't look at that starting 11 and go, oh my goodness, do you know what I mean? I was happy enough with it.
I think most people were. I think most people were on here, and all right, people might have played different people. After the game, Billy, it might have been different, eh?
Oh, absolutely, but as I say, I can only be honest, I looked at that. I wasn't feeling any sort of way about who was selected. And regarding McCausland, I can understand why he didn't start. Would I have liked to have seen him start? Yes, but that's not an issue. I would have just liked to have seen him come on a lot sooner and get a wee bit more game time. But for him not starting, I wasn't going mad about it. I was happy enough with that starting 11 before a ball was kicked.
So saved.
I thought the starting lineup was all right. The only thing I said was I thought Kieran Dale might have been in the squad or started, but he wasn't. But Cifuentes come back and that, it looked fine.
Mm-hmm. You get Bob J coming back in now?
Well, I'll take your point, Ox, totally. I take your point totally. But I just sat there and said yesterday thinking, we could have maybe put a better side out. What would I have done? I don't know. Maybe McCausland and put Cantwell on the bench because Kenny's not been performing well out in the right. If that was the manager's thinking, well, he didn't quite get it 100% right yesterday. But who does? A bad day at the office. That's what we'll put it down to and move on to the next game.
We have got an issue with Cantwell, Linda.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, Ox.
There's a definite issue with Cantwell, huh?
Yeah, there is an issue. I think with the team, I was okay with the team in terms of the selection. As we said, the only issue is this right-hand side, and it's probably, we're still hoping that Todd will be able to influence the game, even though he's been played slightly out of position. But as we said earlier, he seems to be getting a bit frustrated. But that is definitely an issue for us, that right side, and it's something we've been saying for a few seasons, Ox, isn't it?
It's the old position, and you know all about that south side.
Aye, on the right, I know. Listen, we've never really replaced anybody since we lost Daniel Kounde when he was there with Tav, That's how far back this really goes. There's nobody come in being consistently done what he done, had a bit of pace in that. And Scott Wright, I think, between him, it's Tom Lawrence, could probably play there. You've got young McCausland, Matondo you want to try and keep in the left, probably, So I think we've got players that can go out and play in the wide positions. I think he's just we need to get maybe Cantwell just to try and, when he picks the ball up, to try and burst forward and go and try and link the play. somebody has to be a ball carrier for the middle of the park to get you up the park. So he's trying to use Todd Cantwell in there and no be the number 10 where we're trying to feed him early or whatever. Maybe like to get maybe more freedom under Michael Beale, but it looks at him individually as a player. And I think he's more rigid now, he's more to be on the right, and you're obviously trying to get another ball player on the park, which that time was going to be Tom Lawrence. So we're trying to get football players on the park that'll to go and create for you, but we need to get them more of the ball and get them into positions where they'll go and hurt teams. No point in Todd Cantwell picking the ball up on the halfway line. But he will do it sometimes, but then he's got to go and look and play 1-2s or take a man on and then look to go beyond. So it's something that he might work on, Ox, but he's just not hitting that for him. So whether he chooses to move him into a number 10, I don't know. We'll find out shortly, won't we?
All right. Billy, you've summed it up nicely. A bit deflated. I think that's hit the nail on the head, mate. But it's time to park it and move on, mate. Eh?
We can do nothing else. Look, that's behind us, and time waits for no one. Like we have to like learn how to break the cycle. And Clement's obviously introducing his philosophy, and he's trying to instill his mentality. And it's plain as day, he is a winner. And as I said, some of these players, he might be able to change a little. Other, you'll never get a winning mentality out of them, and they need to be moved on. But we have to look forward. We can't do anything else. We just have to dust ourselves off and get on with it and do what we need to do. And it's that simple.
Aye, we can't feel sorry for ourselves, Linda's right. Make it on, mate. No,
we do, Ox, and the manager has got us, some really good results, and he did manage to get a sort of tune out of some of the players as well, and they've been playing some okay football. So let's just hope this is just a wee bump in the road. As I said earlier, that's what he said, and we need to pick ourselves up because there's so much to play for, Ox. There really is.
Yes, we know Europe's not for everybody, Southside, is it?
No, certainly not. Comedy Channel tomorrow night, isn't it? Is it tomorrow night? I think it might be Comedy Channel.
Oh, that'll be good.
I hope so. Right, where are we, William? Where are we?
Well, I think yesterday we're blinded by the fact we didn't win the game. I mean, it's a long time for we've had 50% of our shots on target and 2/3 of the possession up at Pittodrie. It's a long time. I think overall it was a good performance. We just had nail up in front of the nets. Poor finishing, you could say that. We just had no luck. And I don't say we were lucky getting the late penalty. That was not lucky. Absolutely not lucky.
It was a penalty.
It's absolutely a penalty. Do you know something they're saying? Bob Jair mentioned Sutton and Chris Boyd. Sutton said the big man's taking a dive. That's absolute nonsense. Anybody knows that Big Golson's he's a professional athlete. He's a big, strong boy. He's running as hard as he can to get away. He's holding his jersey. As soon as he lets him go, he's going to fall on his face. That's the laws of physics. Not to do with the laws of football. Laws of physics. Sutton saying, he's taking a dive.
Well, it's easy, isn't it? Don't pull the jersey and the referee's not get anything to look at.
That's it, the VAR. Mr. Dallas and the VAR, he'll do the right thing. Mr. Walsh, he'll not do the right thing, but the VAR man will do the right thing.
Anyway, well, we'll reach that time of evening. The last spot for your good self, Bob Jair.
Aye, thanks for having me on the night again. A frustrating day yesterday, but nothing gained, nothing lost. Just another week that's moved on. Didn't forget we're only into the second round of fixtures. That's all where we are. We're within touchable distance of this league. And as Linda said there a couple of minutes ago, there's a hell of a lot to play for. So get the sleeves rolled up, Jers, and get into it. And thanks for having me on again, Ox. Brilliant, as usual.
Cheers, mate. Spanish Billy.
Thanks very much once again for having me on. Clement will have learned a lot more about his players after that, and let's just recalibrate, regroup, and just let's do it. Let's keep on going.
Cheers, mate. Always good to hear from you, mate. Good to have you back on again.
Thank you. All the best.
Yeah. William.
It's a great show again. As the boys say, it's the only show in town. You're doing a great job. To GB and Fox in the background, to all the panel members, keep up the good work because the Bears need you. You're doing a great job. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. David.
Aye, thanks for listening to my stuff. And I'm thoroughly looking forward to Tuesday night at the London Palladium.
I don't mind about that.
It's the top of the town. Brilliant. You should make that a show. You can make some. I'll manage you. They'll put you on a pavilion. Anyway, it's been a pleasure, guys, and I'll let you go away. So good night and God bless you, cheers.
You met us live. We're quite a shy bunch. You know, commenting that, Dave, you know. Oh, he's away. Well, Southside, thanks for storing in the last minute, mate. We appreciate your support.
Oh, thanks very much. Well, it's been a good night. Been on with the Queen of Rangers Radio, Linda. Good show. What are talking points, mate? So thanks for having us on. Onwards and upwards to Thursday. Looking forward to it. And that will get us, hopefully, get the 3 points, and that'll be us in Europe after Christmas. Come on, the Rangers.
Have you and Albert been practising for this Southside, the Rangers Radio Superstars, mate? Been any more practice?
Tomorrow afternoon. Yes, tomorrow afternoon.
I think they're the team to watch, Linda.
Oh,
No,
definitely.
hold on, Linda. I'm just saying, me and Albert's just practising. Me and Big Stevie will be teaming up together. Don't you start any animosity now before the show finishes.
The draw's been made and you'll be Albert. I get stuck with Fox. Linda?
Yeah, great show tonight. Good being on with Southside and your good self, Oxchair, and some really great calls tonight too. And like Southside, I'm looking forward to Thursday already. Good night, everyone.
Just to let you know, Southside, AK's asked us if we can put the three-legged race in it.
I know, we've got his Christmas present. You know, see it in the Rangers shop, the Lammers pyjamas, so we've got my pair. AK.
You only needs one sock, so I was just going to get my stocking.
Aye.
Anyway, thanks to who joined us. Who did we have on? We had Stuart. Good to hear from Stuart. Old Davey. Bob Chair. Spanish Billy. Ur Billy. Thanks to my mystery caller. We know who you are. Thanks to Linda and Southside for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. You never know, it just might be the young team. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.